Hello and welcome back to the deep dive. We are doing something a little different today. We're jumping into a special edition that we are calling the WeCyberYou Unlocked podcast.
It's great to be here.
And honestly, looking at the material we have unlocked feels like the right word because we're about to open up a topic that I think most people think they understand, but really, really don't.
You are so right. And we're working off a comprehensive guide provided by WeCyberYou called Identity Theft Attack. And I had to say, usually when we talk cybersecurity, people's eyes glaze over. They think it's just for techies. But this
is personal.
This is deeply personal.
No, it feels personal. I was reading through this guide last night, and it actually sparked a bit of an existential crisis for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to start with a question for you and for everyone listening.
Yeah.
What makes you, you?
Wow. That is a heavy philosophical opener for a Tuesday.
I know. Stick with me, though. Is it your memories, your sense of humor, or, in, this day and age, is you actually just a collection of numbers and passwords floating around on a server somewhere?
It's a terrifying thought, isn't it?
It is. Because after reading this WeCyberYou report, I'm starting to think that digital definition is the only one that matters to a lot of people out there.
The line is blurring. That distinction between your physical self and your digital entity, it's almost gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the core of our mission today, understanding identity theft.
Right.
And I want to be super clear right off the bat. We're not just talking about someone stealing your credit card number to buy a TV.
See, and that's exactly where I think most of us get stuck. I lose my card, I call the bank, get a new one. It's annoying, sure. But life-altering, not really. But this guide defines it so differently.
It does. WeCyberYou defines identity theft as a crime where an attacker steals and misuses personal information to impersonate someone.
Impersonate, that's the word.
Impersonate and misuse. It's not just about theft. It's about, assuming your identity.
So they aren't just robbing the house. They are moving in, putting on your clothes, and telling the neighbors they're you.
That is a very visceral way to put it. But, yeah. Essentially, yes. The motivation is usually financial gain, fraud. But the method is the scary part. They are using your identity without your consent to commit crimes in your name.
And that's the big so what here. It's the difference between losing $20 from your wallet and losing your entire reputation.
It's systemic abuse. I mean, if someone buys a TV with your card, the bank eats the cost. If someone takes out a mortgage in your name or commits a crime,
that's on me.
That is on you to fix.
Okay, so if the goal is to become me digitally, they need more than just a credit card number. What's on their shopping list? I'm guessing my high school yearbook photo isn't worth much?
You'd actually be surprised. The source breaks it down pretty clearly, and it's like they're building a mosaic. They need the basics first. Full name, date of birth, address.
The trifecta, which, let's be honest, is probably on Google for half of us, if you dig a little.
Unfortunately, yes. But then they go for the heavy hitters. Government ID numbers, passports, driver's licenses, tax file numbers. These are the real anchors of your identity.
The stuff we're told from day one to keep secret.
Right. But they also want bank details, online account logins, and this is a big one, email addresses and phone numbers.
Okay, wait, why the phone? I mean, I get spam calls constantly, so my number is definitely out there. Why is that so valuable?
Think about this. How do you recover a lost password for, say, your bank?
Text a code to my phone.
Bingo. If an attacker can take over your phone number, maybe through something called SIM swapping, they control the keys to your entire digital kingdom. That phone number is the master key.
That makes the whole puzzle piece analogy from the text just click for me. Separately, an email address is whatever, a birthday's just a date. But you put my email, my birthday, and my phone number together.
And suddenly I can reset your bank password. I can call customer service and answer their security questions because I know your mother's maiden name, your first pet's name.
That is chilling. They are building a clone of me that can fool a bank's security.
That's the entire goal.
Okay, so I like to think I'm a pretty careful guy. I don't click on emails from princes promising me gold. So how do they actually get this stuff? Because the WeCyberYou guide lists some methods that are way more subtle than I expected.
It's rarely that obvious anymore. The vectors of attack are diverse and really sophisticated. WeCyberYou highlights phishing, of course, but we need to update our idea of what that is.
It's not just typo-filled emails anymore, is it?
Not at all. Modern phishing or spear phishing is highly targeted. They might scrape your LinkedIn so they know your job title. Then you get an email that looks exactly like it's from your boss asking you to review a document.
Oh, that's nasty. Because your guard is down. You're in work mode, not security mode.
Exactly. Or you get a text about a package delivery. We all order stuff online, so you click the link without thinking. Boom, they have your login for that site.
And then there are data breaches. This is the one that gets me because it feels like I can do everything right and still lose.
It's the most helpless feeling. You trust a company, they get hacked, and suddenly your info is for sale on the dark web.
And this connects to another vector the source talks about, malware and keyloggers.
Keyloggers. That always sounded like something out of a spy movie.
It's surprisingly common. You download some free software, maybe a game, a PDF converter, and hidden inside is a tiny script that just records every single key you press.
So it literally watches me type PASSWORD1.
Effectively, yeah. It captures your username, your password, sends it back to the attacker. You never even know what's happening.
Okay, mental note.
Yeah.
Stop downloading free PDF converters. But there was one thing in the WeCyberYou text that really stood out because it feels like we're just giving it away, oversharing on social media. This is a huge, huge vulnerability. And it goes right back to those puzzle pieces. We hand over so much information willingly.
I still see people posting photos of their new driver's license to make fun of the bad picture.
That's the extreme end, and yeah, obviously very dangerous. But think about the subtle stuff. You post a happy birthday to your mom and you tag her. An attacker now knows your date of birth and probably your mother's maiden name.
Or those silly quizzes like, what was your first pet's name?
Which just so happens to be the answer to your bank's security question.
So we're basically filling out the attacker's worksheet for them, and we think we're just having fun online.
We make the social engineering part of their job incredibly easy. If an attacker calls a helpline pretending to be you, and the agent asks to verify your address, and you just checked in at home on Instagram,
they've got the answer. That's a real wake-up call. So let's say the worst happens. They have the data. I always thought identity theft was just, they buy stuff, they run up my credit card, I dispute the charge, life moves on. But the WeCyberYou article paints a much, much darker picture.
It does. What you're describing, that's financial identity theft. That's the classic version. Or account takeover, where they hijack your Netflix.
Which is annoying, but I'll survive losing my watch history.
Right. But the source highlights types of fraud that are way more insidious. Things that can ruin your life. For instance, tax identity theft.
Oh no, don't mess with the tax man.
An attacker files a fake tax return in your name using your stolen info to claim a massive refund.
So they get the cash, and I get audit.
You get a letter saying you've already filed. Then you spend months, maybe over a year, proving to the government that you're the real you. Your actual refund is frozen. It is a bureaucratic nightmare.
Oh, that sounds awful. But the one that genuinely scared me in the report was medical identity theft. I had never even considered this.
It's often overlooked, but it is so dangerous.
Yeah.
This is where someone uses your health insurance details, your ID, to get medical care.
So someone gets a surgery on my dime.
It's worse than the money. Think about your medical records. What if the imposter has a different blood type or allergies you don't have? All of that gets entered into your permanent medical file.
Oh my God. I see where you're going with this.
Imagine you're in an accident. You're unconscious. The doctors pull your record. They see that you have a penicillin allergy, which was actually the thief's allergy, so they don't give you the antibiotics you desperately need.
That could literally kill you. It's not about a credit score anymore.
And untangling those records is incredibly hard because of privacy laws. You can't just delete a surgery from a file.
That is absolutely terrifying. And then there's the other nightmare scenario mentioned. Criminal identity theft.
This is where the attacker commits a crime. Maybe shoplifting, maybe worse. And when they're caught, they provide your name and your fake ID.
So they get a ticket, don't pay it, and
a warrant is issued for your arrest. You might not know until you get pulled over for a broken taillight 2 years later, and suddenly you're in handcuffs on the side of the road.
For a crime someone else committed pretending to be me.
And the burden of proof is on you. It can stay on background checks for jobs, for housing. It's a shadow that follows you.
They're building this whole alternate reality, you. A criminal, sick, tax-evading version of you. So how would I even know this is happening? I'm not checking my credit report every morning.
WeCyberYou gives a really good list of warning signs. Some are obvious, like unexpected bills arriving in the mail.
The why did I buy a jet ski in Florida moment.
Exactly. Or seeing new accounts on your credit report. But there are digital signs, too. The biggest one, login alerts or password reset emails that you didn't request.
I feel like a lot of people just ignore those. They see an email like that and just delete it, think it's a glitch.
Never, ever ignore those. That is the smoke before the fire. That means someone is actively trying to break in.
It's the burglar jiggling the handle on your front door.
That's a perfect analogy. Another sign is being denied credit out of the blue. You apply for a car loan, think you're golden, and get rejected.
Because the thief has already maxed out your score somewhere else.
Right, and you wouldn't know until you actually needed that credit.
So let's talk about the aftermath. We've touched on it, but what's the real impact on victims?
Well, financial loss is the immediate one, but tied to that is long-term credit damage. A bad credit score can stop you from buying a house, renting an apartment. Some jobs even check it.
But the guide also mentions the emotional stress and loss of trust.
And a deep violation. It feels personal, you feel vulnerable. And then there's the time. The source explicitly says time-consuming recovery.
Yeah, I've heard it's not a 5-minute phone call to fix this.
Not even close. We're talking hundreds of hours, filing police reports, contacting credit bureaus, talking to every single bank's fraud department. It becomes a second full-time job you never wanted.
That just sounds exhausting. Okay, I'm sufficiently spooked. Let's pivot. Let's talk about the shield. How do we fight this monster? What does WeCyberYou tell us to do?
The good news is, while the threats are complex, the defenses are pretty accessible. It starts with the absolute basics, passwords. But we have to be real about this.
Password 123 is out, I take it.
Also out. But here's the thing. It's not just about making it complex. It's about making it unique. The guide specifically pushes using a password manager.
Because nobody can remember 50 different crazy passwords. I know I'm guilty of reusing them.
And that's the danger. If, say, your streaming service gets breached, hackers will take that password and try it on your bank, your email, everything. It's called credential stuffing. One breach compromises your entire life if you reuse passwords.
So the manager generates and remembers those crazy long strings of characters for me.
Yes. Let the software do the heavy lifting. You just remember one master password.
Okay, that's actionable. What's next on the list?
The next major defense is MFA, multi-factor authentication.
The code they text you, or the little authenticator app thing.
Yes. Enable it everywhere you possibly can. It's a second lock on the door. Even if they steal your password, they can't get in without that code. It stops the vast majority of these attacks cold.
It makes you a harder target. You don't have to be Fort Knox, just harder to break into than the next guy.
That is the grim reality of it, yeah. The guide also says, just be cautious. Treat emails and links with a zero-trust mindset. And monitor your accounts.
So don't just auto-delete the monthly bank statement email. Actually open it and look at it.
And finally, back to what we said earlier, privacy. Lock down your social media. Limit what you share.
So maybe don't post a picture of my boarding pass with the barcode showing.
Please don't do that. That barcode has so much info. Just keep your private life, well, private.
There's one last insight from the source that I found really profound. It said identity theft is often the end goal of many cyber attacks. Can we unpack that?
It's such a crucial connection to make. We tend to look at threats in silos. We worry about getting a virus or a spam email. But the WeCyberYou guide is telling us to zoom out. The phishing email isn't the end game. The malware isn't the end game.
They're just the tools.
They are the vehicle to get to the destination. And the destination is you, your identity. All those other attacks are just trying to get through the gates to steal the crown jewels, which is your personal data.
That really connects all the dots. We're not just fighting computer viruses. We're fighting people who want to literally become us.
That is the reality.
Yeah.
And it changes how you see a suspicious email.
Yeah.
It's not just an annoyance. It's an attempted robbery of your digital self.
Well, on that note, we are coming to the end of this deep dive. But honestly, I feel much more empowered now.
Knowledge is the best defense. Once you know the tricks, they stop working as well.
So, to sum it up, your identity is valuable currency. Attackers want it, and they're using everything from fake websites to your own social media to get it. But by using a password manager, turning on MFA, and just being a little more careful, we can lock the door.
Absolutely. Vigilance is everything.
I want to remind everyone that the insights today came directly from the Identity Theft Attack Guide by WeCyberYou.
A fantastic resource. It really breaks this all down.
If you found this useful, and you really should because this affects all of us, please follow the WeCyberYou Unlocked podcast channel. And for more great educational content, go visit WeCyberYou.com.
Definitely check them out.
Before we go, do you have a final thought for us to chew on?
I do. If identity theft is the end goal of all these cyber attacks, ask yourself this. Are you treating your personal data with the same security you treat your physical home? Or are you leaving the front door wide open every time you post online?
Ooh, that's going to make me think twice before I post my lunch today. Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe.